Hello everyone, back into today's third and final video. So I'm going to have a look at the weather next week's 10 days. So today's third and final video can take us to around the 13th of June. We'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECL ensembles running to around a couple of weeks. Have a look at CLSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That will take us pretty much to the final days of the month. The Gaz Weather's June month end forecast coming up tomorrow, by the way. So I know one or two of you are wondering where that's got to, just due to the recording schedule this week. Very busy week. So that's going to be first video released tomorrow. First video today was a detailed look at Tropical Storm Cristobal, which is currently bringing all sorts of havoc to central parts of America and or central parts of Latin America, and that's going to be pushing northwards through the Gulf of Mexico, heading on to the Gulf Coast United States as we go through the weekend and into the early part of next week. So have a look at that. Some quite interesting weather on the way as we get into the weekend over in the southern portion of the United States. We also released 5-day forecasts, of course, and now I've got week 10 of the update. We're going to have the live stream, the Wednesday evening live stream coming up at 6 o'clock this evening. So we'll have a look at the GFS and GEM12Z for that, and have a look at latest observations from XC Weather, and we'll be taking quite a few of your questions as well. So that'll be coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll be doing it on YouTube. We'll embed it across our social media accounts, but if you want to get involved in the live chat, then do go to YouTube, and you'll be able to get involved in the live chat there. Talking to YouTube, I say a big thank you to our latest YouTube channel member. Now, our channel membership has actually absolutely shot up over the past few days. So, we've got lots of channel members. You're each going to get your own individual shout out in your own individual video. So, I want to give everybody their own individual video for their shout out. So today we're saying hello and a big thank you to our good friend Barry Bray. Thank you so much, Barry Bray, for becoming a Gaz Weather's YouTube channel member. That's really amazing, and thank you so much, Barry, for all of the support that you've given us over the years to Gaz Weather's. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Barry, for becoming our latest Gaz Weather's YouTube channel member. If you'd like to become a channel member for Gaz Weather's, all you need to do is click the join button, which you see on the Gaz Weather's YouTube homepage, or with all the videos that take through to another page where you click the join button, and then you see on that page you go through to the benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and also you can sign up on that page as well. So the main thing is to click the join button. You can't see the join button, there is a link in the description with the videos, and also we link to it on the homepage at gazweathers.com. So it's relatively easy to get to the sign up page. So thank you so much to all of our channel members. As I said, it's gone up a lot over the past few days, and every channel member is going to get their own shout out in an individual video. So it's going to take me a little while to get for everybody, but you will all get your own shout outs. Thank you so much to all of the channel members, and a special thank you to Barry Bray for becoming a channel member of Gaz. Thank you so much, Barry, for doing that. Right, so as I say, the first video that we looked at this morning was looking at Tropical Storm Cristobal. There is Tropical Storm Cristobal in southern parts of America right now. This storm is going to push northwards and impact the Gulf Coast of the United States over the weekend. Currently, Cristobal is giving 60 mile an hour sustained winds with a minimum central pressure of 994 millibars. There's lots to see and read about the impacts of Cristobal, but anywhere over the weekend, anywhere from Texas to the Florida Panhandle could be impacted by this storm. We have a look at the warnings and cone static images. We can see that it is forecast to make landfall in the United States. That's the current position just there, of course. It's forecast to make landfall in the state of Louisiana. Again, a direct hit from this storm. But of course, it could be anywhere in this general cone area just here. So it could hit like Texas, or it might be as far east as Alabama and Georgia and the Florida Panhandle, and all of those areas along the Gulf Coast will be impacted by heavy rain and by thunderstorms. But the main impact zone at the moment looks like it's going to be around Louisiana. We'll be keeping a very close eye on it over the next few days, and don't forget to check out Dave's first video if you want to know more about this tropical storm. Right, CT, look at this. For the first day of June, the central temperature from Hadley is coming in at 16.5. That's provisional to yesterday, the first. So just the first day of the month. That's 3.4 degrees above average. So obviously the very first day of June was really warm indeed. This is going to take a real tumble though over the next few days. We'll probably watch this day by day in the videos over the next week. I think we're likely to see quite an entertaining crash from there in the coming days. So it'll be interesting to see how things are looking by the early and middle part of next week, to say the least. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're looking at London today from Old Wet to Central. So the red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for London. And we're still holding on just about to the warmth today. It is pretty warm today, but not for much longer. It's on its way out. Winds are already going into the north and the northern half of the country. And yes, we're going to see temperatures dropping away, falling away over the next few days. So this is why I'm anticipating a bit of a CET crash through the second half of this week, the weekend, and into the early part of next week. We really will have some quite chilly days coming up. Gradually through next week, there is a slow and very gradual recovery in the upper air temperatures taking place. It is a slow old process. By the time we get through to like running up to the middle part of June, we could be seeing some warmer weather then. Could be seeing the temperature becoming quite warm. But at the same time, we see quite a lot of precipitation spikes. So look at this. It's one of the wettest ensembles that we've had for quite some time for London, I think. So pretty much from beginning to end, there are regular precipitation spikes. It does look as though this June, we said it yesterday, this June is shaping up to be potentially quite unsettled now. Certainly the first half of it, but possibly going on into the second half of it. And when we get this warm up just here, we could actually start to see maybe some volatility creeping in with that warm-up. So the biggest precipitation spikes that we've got actually on this graph are with this warm-up just here around the 13th to the 15th of June. In this period just here, that could be going for really big thunderstorms or more general thundery rains. So yes, we might see the temperature picking up a little bit as we move towards the middle part of June, but it could be, could spark off volatility. It could become volatile. And then beyond that, again, regular precipitation spikes running out into like the third week of June. So as I said yesterday, it does look as though this is going to be a pretty unsettled June now, to say the least. It is rather surprising. I don't think anyone's expecting this just a few days ago, but there we are. Things have developed quite quickly, as they can do sometimes with weather. Temperature anomalies from the 3rd to the 11th of June going to be below average. So yes, we've got a cold and average week coming up, not just for the UK, but through many western parts of Europe. Expect a little bit of a CT crash. Precipitation anomalies from the 3rd to the 11th of June. Overall wetter than average, although Ireland, interestingly, is coming out drier than average, you'll notice. So we don't have to go very far west into the Atlantic before we find the high pressure that's been giving us all of the hot and dry weather. It's only moving a few hundred miles west, but it is enough to allow low pressure and the jet stream to start digging in from the north. But Ireland is just close enough to that ridge to actually be drier than average. But for the UK, or most of the UK anyway, it is quite a wet week coming up. Right, so this is how the UK Met Office is looking for Saturday. I thought I'd start including the UK Met model run within these videos on a daily basis. It's one of the best models. We don't normally include it because it only goes out to 144 hours, but I thought, why not add it in to the mix? So this one only extends to 144 hours, but I think we'll start looking at this on a day-by-day basis. So this is how the UK Met model is looking for Saturday. Low pressure in the North Sea, and we bring down this cool and showery north wind. It's all covered by a 5-day forecast, of course. It's going to be a very unsettled weekend with showers or longer spells of rain and a cool northerly wind, probably bringing cold enough air to turn showers wintry over the Scottish mountains. Into the early part of next week, we see that low pressure beginning to slip away to our east. Pressure is starting to rise to our west. That's as far as we get to with the UK Met. It takes us to Tuesday, the 9th of June. And by then, we're just beginning to extend up an area of a ridge, I suppose, of high pressure from the Azores. So through the early part of next week, that does start to turn us drier. And you would have thought a little bit warmer as well, as winds begin to tilt back from that northerly into like a west-southwesterly, which is a warmer wind direction. It won't be setting the world on fire, of course, but it will be a little bit warmer with the west-southwesterly compared to the northerly, and probably turning a little bit drier as well. So improvements through the early part of next week with the UK Met. Let's see what the GFS has to say. Of course, this one extends out to like 2 weeks away. So this is for Saturday. Again, deep area of low pressure off the east coast of Scotland brings strong to potentially gale force northerly winds to the northern half of the country anyway, and there will be heavy showers, if not some longer spells of rain. That low pressure gradually drifts away into the North Sea as we go through into the early part of next week, but probably still close enough to us to bring heavy showers to the eastern side of the country. Then heights begin to rise a little bit from the southwest by Tuesday, just a little bit drier and less cool. But then another low pressure begins to slip in from the north on Wednesday, and that will bring further rain from the north. That low pressure moves down in towards France as we go through to Thursday. We start to pull in an easterly wind, so cool and wet through the middle part of next week with that. And then the low pressure sort of slips down towards the Bay of Biscay, and then that starts to draw in some warmer air from the east by the 12th. That's the warm-up that we have on the ensemble graph. Just here we see the temperatures lift up there. So that happens because we start to pull in those warmer winds from the east through the second half of next week. But at the same time, we do still have low pressure sitting to our southwest. So it all looks rather volatile to me. And if the temperature does go up with the humidity, I would expect the low pressure to the south-southwest to be providing plenty of heavy showers, if not thunderstorms. That's how we look as we move just beyond day 10, which gets us to Sunday the 14th. Then the low pressure is beginning to fill and move away, bringing in an easy wind and perhaps going a little bit drier then. But overall, the unsettled theme continues into the extended range with this GFS run until the very, very end of it, when we finally start to build some high pressure. But it's not until around 2 weeks' time, that's Friday the 19th of June, not till around 2 weeks of time that this GFS run starts to finally settle things down. Of course, that is a really long way off. The GM looks like that. Again, we're in that northerly as we go through into Saturday. Strong northerly winds and lots of heavy showers or longer spells of rain, to that lasting to the early part of next week, where we do get rid of the north wind eventually. Early part of next week, we start to ridge the high pressure in from the Atlantic. That's turning things a little bit drier and probably a little bit less cool, should we say. Probably not particularly warm, but a little bit less cool. And then the GM starts to make more of this ridge from the Azores high, actually. So it's going towards day 10. Look at this. So GM places us back under high pressure, more or less. It is centred ever so slightly to our west, but that's the Azores high back in business big time with the GM by day 10, Saturday the 13th of June. Quite interesting. That would turn us a lot drier and also warmer as we run up towards the middle part of June. We'll be having a look at the GM 12Z along with the GFS 12Z tonight for our live stream. The ECM looks like that. So again, on Saturday, pulling down those very cool and showery northerly winds, and then the low pressure sort of fills and moves away as we go through the early part of next week. High pressure begins to ridge in from the Atlantic by Tuesday, turning us just a little bit drier and a little bit less cold. Then another area of low pressure just sort of sits over top of the country as we go into the second half next week. That brings plenty more rain to come. Notice a lot of high pressure out to the north and the west. It's a rather strange and bizarre sort of setup that we've got here. A strong ridge from the Azores pushing towards northern parts of Scandinavia. And we're underneath the block, if you like, with that trough of low pressure. Then we go through to day 10. Then we start to draw in those warm easterly winds. So similar to what the GFS is showing in some ways for like days 7, 8, 9, 10. But with low pressure again around Biscay into the southwest of the country as it turns warmer. And it does turn a lot warmer. Look at the upper air temperatures. We're definitely pulling in some really quite warm and humid air from the east, but at the same time, with that low pressure to our southwest, it looks like that would be a classic sort of thundery scenario. So rather volatile, with a risk of thunderstorms, maybe more general thundery rain, and just a generally more humid feel to things. Let's have a look at the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from TibetShow.com. So this is the cold front that's bringing the change today. Most of the rain with this is to the west-southwest. Very little getting through to the southeast corner. It might pep up a little bit in the southeast tonight. Tomorrow we're looking at sunshine and showers really. And then Friday more general showers or longer spells of rain, especially for northern parts of the country. Into the weekend, again, further showers or longer spells of rain coming and going. Could be some thunder with some of those showers as well. They last into the early part of next week, and then we start to bring some quite heavy pulses of rain in from the east, or have a go at it anyway, through the middle part of next week. This is a week away, next Wednesday, where there's rain moving in off the North Sea with that. Beyond that, we just keep further showers or longer spells of rain going. There could be thunder involved. This is when we've got those warm easterly winds, humid easterly winds, but also low pressure to our south-southwest. So heavy showers, maybe longer spells of rain, and thunder, a distinct possibility there. Also, very interesting setup, I have to say, for fans of convective weather. These are the options are on the table for day 10 from the ECM ensembles via the Icelandic Met Office. This gets us to the 13th of June. We have 21 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control and the operational run, that have high pressure to the north and quite a deep trough of low pressure to our south. So yes, we bring in the warm winds from the east-southeasterly direction, but of course the low pressure does add volatility, and as already established, heavy showers or even thunder are possible. 11 members of the ECM ensembles have a much more settled type scenario, with a ridge of high pressure from the Azores high going to Scandinavian high. Low pressure is being pushed away to the northwest. That's a much drier scenario. 10 with low pressure to our west, high pressure up to the northeast. Winds are coming up from the south with that, that looks unsettled and probably quite warm. And then 9 have high pressure just out to the northwest, but probably enough of an influence to keep most places dry. The trough is further southwestwards. That will perhaps threaten some thundery rain in the far southwest. But actually, with that one, most places will probably be relatively dry and quite warm, with winds from the east. So there's a range of options. They range either from being warm and wet or warm and dry, but we'll have to wait and see where things go as we get through to the middle of the month. I suspect we're probably going to be quite unsettled up to the middle of the month. Beyond that, in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 18th of June. Have 13 members of the ECM ensembles then, with low pressure to our west, high pressure to the east. We're drawing up warm southerly winds. And that, of course, could be a bit showery in the west. Another 13, with high pressure sitting just to our east. They're drawing in warm easterly winds. 9 with high pressure just to the northeast. Again, drawing up quite warm east to southeasterly winds with that. Another 9 just here with like a trough of low pressure still left over the country, so that's going to be cooler and more unsettled. Winds kind of a little bit more northeasterly. And then 7 with winds coming in from the west, and that's going to be a bit more unsettled too. So it's still a range of options as we get through 2 weeks away. Probably, though, if anything, inching our way towards something a little bit drier then, I think, overall. And probably still quite warm. Finally, CFS V2, so these are 500 millibar heights, break it down into weekly periods. The first weekly period take us from the 3rd to the 9th of June. The coming week is unsettled, of course, with low pressure sitting to our east, high pressure to the west. It's cool and unsettled with winds in from the north. The week 2, 500 millibar high predominantly looks like this from the 10th, 16th of June. High pressure is to the north, low pressure is to the south. Winds are in from the east. So most unsettled weather with that is going to be to the south. Driest weather is going to be to the north. Winds are, of course, easterly, so drawing in some quite warm air from the east. Week 3 is the 17th through to the 23rd of June. High pressure then to the northeast, low pressure to the southwest. Again, probably drawing in quite a warm east-southeasterly, but still with this low pressure to our southwest, bringing a risk of further heavy downpours. Some parts of the country. And then week 4 is the 24th to the 30th of June, last day of the month. And if this is right, this is a very unsettled June now on the way. We've got northern blocking towards Greenland and a low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. So that's going back to cooler, more unsettled weather again. And I say, if that's right, then this June is going to be our first appreciably wetter than average month since probably February. Probably going to have to go back to February. It's deluge, fine. The last time I had a wetter than average month. So, yes, there we go. That's what CFS is showing today. It's only a snapshot. It could look very different tomorrow, but that's what it shows today. Right then, so that's it for your videos for today. Now, we're going to be back at 6 o'clock live streaming. So, with that one, we're going to have a look at the GFS and GM12Z. And we'll be taking questions as well and just generally checking in and seeing how we're all doing. So, come back for the live stream at 6. Tomorrow, we're going to start off with our monthly forecast for June, and then we will have a regular week 10-day video update as well tomorrow. So yeah, the content keeps coming. Please give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, trying to get the subs to 7k by the end of the summer, and all of that good stuff. So yes, we'll see you later on for our live stream from 6 o'clock. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.